Hey, can you hear me? There we go. You should be co-host now. Hello.
So, oh, I'm not muted anymore. Yay.
How's your week going?
It's going all right.
Nice.
I'm glad it's Friday. I accidentally had a half of the bottle of wine last night, so
Oh no.
this morning.
Hello, Friday. That's awesome. We've been watching an old show called The Wire. I'm not sure if you've seen that, but that's been it's been occupying our time. So we were up late last night too.
What is it about?
It's about Baltimore and kind of like the tension between drug dealers and police officers and stuff. It's so good. It like, I don't know, it's just a wonderful show, but I was up late. It's too good of a show. Hey, Kate, welcome. I'm gonna make you co-host here.
Okay.
We're up to 250 registrants, I believe. I've pinged all of the people that have started work and created projects, and also posted in Town Square. So hopefully if anyone has questions and stuff, they'll hop in.
Sounds good. I think we only have a few active users. What happens to all these people who kind of like sign up for the project, but then they just never do anything?
We're creating queries to ping those people and kind of encourage them to get started, even just this late. So like some people, they register, they want to see the prizes and stuff, they get involved, and then they don't find something that fits. But we're trying to kind of convert everyone that does want to get started and make it so that they hopefully get engaged and get the support that they need to. Hey, Dean.
Hi, Dean.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got Peter and Marko. So we got the whole team. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
For anyone that just joined, I've pinged all the project teams and offered that they can join if they have any questions and stuff. Also posted in Town Square. So we'll see if anyone jumps in and wants some help. Is everyone doing well? Make everyone co-host here.
My demo, the demo that we did at the beginning of all of this has been gradually improving, and so at Ready Layer 1 we did a sort of the current best version of that demo, which went quite well.
That's so cool. Is that the video that you were hoping to share?
Yes.
Nice.
No, we have not published it yet, so I need to upload it. I pointed you at it. I mentioned it, but we should upload it. I wanted to do that for today.
That's awesome.
People at it. So let me know where the hell did I put it?
Yeah, we can definitely like share that with the participants directly too. Like especially like the Agoric folks. All right, I think everyone who is on one of the project or one of the org teams is co-host now, so you should all be able to unmute if you want to.
Okay. And Tatiana, where do I upload the video to?
Upload it to YouTube, and then we'll just share the link.
Very cool. Hey, Louise. Can okay. What's up, baby streets? How's it going? Should be able to unmute, by the way, VB, if you want to.
Hey, yeah, I'm hoping to share something I've been working on maybe later on.
That would be awesome. Let's do it. We have, by the way, we have the folks from Cosmos, Agoric, and Band all on right now.
You mean right now or later?
Right now.
Okay.
Which project are you working on for this one?
So my submission will be on both the Cosmos and Band bounties.
Sweet.
Looks cool.
Yeah, so I'm developing a Cosmos SDK tab that communicates with another Cosmos chain, IBC. I guess that was the main theme of the hackathon. So the DApp is a price betting app where the idea is one predicts the best performing crypto of tomorrow. Yeah, and so this is a similar DApp that is running on an Ethereum testnet. So yeah, I decided to see if I could implement that in Cosmos SDK. Yes.
Wow, that's rad. What are
Yeah,
you?
so-
Where is this now completely functional, or is this still? Are you still trying to wire everything up?
yeah, so maybe I'll just show a demo. So
Go for it.
yeah, the idea is a user connects, comes in, I guess, the private key or mnemonic phrase. But yeah, just added a utility to create a new account. It generates a mnemonic phrase and private key, and then so the DApp has a native currency called BET that you would so the front end provides a way to, like, the DApp also provides a faucet, so a user can request some like coins to play around with, and then so I guess the idea is you just come here and you post your collateral, which is in the BET coin. Then you can pick a currency that you think will be the best performing crypto tomorrow. So let's say BAN. Then yeah, I have 20 BET here, so I guess it's BET, put 11 as the collateral. Yeah. And then, so the idea is once today elapses, so I guess tomorrow, so this is how today will look like. So the betting window will be closed. And then, so I guess it'll be like a drawing period where they will have to wait till like yesterday ends so that we can now determine which coin was the best performing crypto. And so we get these prices from the BAN protocol using IBC. So the app records, I guess technically it only needs to record like at the beginning of the day, like the price, let's say Bitcoin at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day to determine what was the 24-hour percentage change. But for right now, I just made it so that it records multiple points so that we are safe, at least to get 2 points. Then all we need to do is to get the extremes to determine, yeah, what's the best performing coin. Yeah, but so this logic is not possible to do in Ethereum Solidity because, yeah, like scheduling feature. Yeah, so I guess this is the beauty of Cosmos. You can schedule jobs. So at the moment, it's recording per 300 blocks. So yeah, this is definitely not possible in Ethereum. You'd have to use an external service to ping an oracle for the prices.
How are you building these UIs? Like what framework?
It's I guess so. It's the project repository. So yeah, I'm testing out this new framework called Swit. Yeah, so
I just love how clean everything looks.
Swells, did you say? SWELLS?
Swit. Sorry.
SWELT.
Yeah.
Oh, got it.
What's that?
Yeah, because I saw this is it's you were using this for the ETC Labs one too in the past, right?
For the ETC one, I used React. So
okay.
I decided to play around it. So I think this is gaining popularity. Like performance-wise, it's pretty good. So decided to try it out.
That's awesome. What do you have left to build on this project? And do you need any help from the Cosmos or BAN teams?
Yeah, so at the moment I'm just now finalizing the ability for the winners to, I guess, receive the payouts. So that's the only bit that is remaining. So here once the day ends and the winners have been determined, then the user can come here and withdraw his winnings. I guess maybe 1% of the winnings goes to the app. So I'm hoping to actually work on this to production. So yeah.
Wow, that's right. You're getting all the support you need in chat and everything?
Yeah, I'd like to thank especially the band guys. They've been really responsive, helping me out with a lot of stuff. Awesome. Originally, I wanted the native currency to be Atom. So there'd be two relayers. So the app would be using Atom that is on the Gaia Cosmos, but I was having issues connecting to the Gaia chain, so I decided to just use the native currency. That, I mean, it's worthless, but I'm just assuming it's $1. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But in general, I see Cosmos being a much better dApp development platform compared to Ethereum. So yeah.
That's sweet.
Cool.
Thank you so much for demoing. And like reach out if on the call you're looking to have any questions answered too from the teams.
Awesome.
Cool. We have some new folks, Apoorv, Chris, Ivan, Pedro, and Solomon. Welcome to the chat. Do any of you have questions or anything you'd like to share? I can like unmute you and everything like that too if you want. Yeah, if anyone wants to share their kind of in progress projects and stuff, or just ask general questions too, feel free. I'm curious, Ivan, where are you at on your project? Oh, okay, no worries. Are you thinking of, here, I'll unmute you real quick. Oh, nice. Apoorv, that's awesome. It's great that you're getting started. Ivan, where are you at on, which prizes do you think you might work on? The DeFi one? Awesome. Do you all have any questions on where to find resources or like kind of how to get started?
We've had a couple of people also get started very recently that just started digging into their projects. So they will be cranking on the weekend, I think.
Sweet. Yeah, this will be a good weekend. We're also like, we've invited a lot of folks for other hackathons too that we're doing. So hopefully we get some additional folks coming in through those. So we're gonna be like redirecting people to all the hackathons equally. So that'll be really interesting. And if anyone, I'm curious from anyone who's working on projects and stuff, have you been able to find other people to work with, or are you like, I imagine many of you are working solo, but did you have any trouble reaching out to folks if you needed additional folks with additional experience? Like, I don't know, Ivan, if in any of the past hackathons you've done or like recently, have you been able to get in touch with other people? If you need support with finding folks, like we're looking into the participants tab and like the projects tab to try to figure out how to make those easier to use. So if you have any suggestions for that stuff or how we can help you find the best people, let us know. Welcome, Fernando. Fernando, have you gotten started on one of the prizes? Oh, you should be able to unmute too. There you go. Should be good, Fernando.
Okay, yeah, now I can. Yeah, I started working on one of them. I'm just beginning. I think I have at least a week further to work on. But
which one are you working on?
the one from the Cross-Chain, the Cosmos one.
Oh, Cosmos, awesome.
Yeah.
What are you thinking of building?
I'm trying to build some kind of Internet of Things, cross-chain, and some platform so devices, small devices can sign transactions on the chain.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, let's see what comes on that.
We have Peter and Marko on the call too. If you have any specific questions on like just generally how to get started or like which technologies are best to use too.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking mostly I was kind of at work like first for devices like Raspberry Pi or something like that, something based on Node. So I was trying some Node clients. Well, I wasn't successful with some that I found on NPM, but I built on my own, and it's working. But then talking on Gitcoin, where someone gave me an address, and there are plenty of clients that apparently are working, so I will try them. And then I will try to make this work also using some kind of Arduino library. So it's compatible with some small devices. But I don't know if there's something done there. Probably not. I didn't see on this awesome page on GitHub. Well, and I think that's my biggest challenge, to make it work there.
That makes sense. Peter and Marko, I'm curious, have you seen other folks do Internet of Things related projects? And do you have any suggestions on like resources for how to learn more about those things?
No, that's a good question. Actually, I wanted to bring up what Fernando pointed out. I think it was you. Yeah. You shared some feedback earlier about the signing packages in JS. Would you mind sharing that again? Because I don't know if Marko saw that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, I haven't found the awesome GitHub page you sent me before. I was mostly Googling and, well, searching on NPM packages for signed transactions. I found a couple of them and they weren't working, at least for the standard transaction. I tried them and, well, I was getting like the signature wasn't valid. I'm not an expert on cryptographic, so it was kind of difficult to debug why I was having that issue. I didn't try all of them. Yeah, sorry.
Just a minor question. Are you testing it against master, like the master branch of the Cosmos SDK?
Yeah, I download the latest Go project. I use scaffolding, like full scaffolding. I didn't make any change, just the one that it came. Yeah, and I have running a cross-chain on my local, but it's as standard as scaffolding does. I didn't make any change yet. I followed the name service project. I did the tutorial, but I wanted to start fresh on the new one and without changes. So I'm sure I didn't incorporate any bug.
Okay, perfect. I was just wondering because on the new on master, so there's a lot of updates coming that haven't landed in a release, and so those libraries wouldn't be compatible with the stuff that hasn't been released. And so I was just wondering if maybe you're running off a master and using a signing library off a release for a release.
No, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure which version the scaffolding tool takes.
Yeah, the scaffolding tool will be using 38.2 or 38.3, so you're fine there.
Okay, sure. Yeah, well, I grabbed a project from GitGat that it was working. So basically, like, took the part of the signing and I make it work. I think mostly the issues were on the sorting of the JSON and well, making the package like standard for comparing with the blockchain, with the Tendermint section. I think that the issue was there most on the libraries I tried.
Okay, perfect.
But well, then I get this awesome page, and I think there are a couple of libraries that are probably working. So I will try that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely let us know how it goes. Everyone in the community is like fairly friendly. So you can definitely open up an issue or ping one of us, and we can also take a look.
Okay, awesome. Sounds great. And well, then I want to move this project like to Arduino, so I will have to work on C++. I don't know if there's some kind of library made on C++ to make it work.
I would have to go and probably look around. I can't remember anything off the top of my head.
Okay, if not, well, I will try to build one on my own, at least for a basic signing, like a standard message, and we'll see from there. But I think that's the biggest challenge right now.
Okay, yeah, it will become super easy in the future, since the encoding format is changing, and so it might be beneficial if you will work on this past the hackathon. Then a lot of updates that will come in the next major release will make it a lot easier to generate signing libraries, because it'll be primarily auto-generated code.
Oh, awesome. Oh, so probably for the hackathon, I will build the device like using Node, like pointing to a Raspberry. I make like a proof of concept, and well, we'll see. The hackathon is just an excuse to start working on this actually.
Yeah.
And well, after that, then I will wait for that to try to implement this on Arduino. I think it will be better if we have some simple tool. I don't want to spend many hours if after this then there's going to be some simpler solution.
Definitely.
Okay, sounds great.
Looking forward to the submission.
Okay, great, thanks.
Does anyone else have questions or anything they'd like to share? If not, I was wondering actually, from each of the Cosmos band and Agoric teams, which projects are you pretty stoked on that and shared here?
Well, so we had one guy really start in aggressively at the beginning, and we learned a lot from that. And so I was, I'm still stoked about that, just because of how much we learned, in terms of what other docs we'll need, what other things we might need to explain, that sort of stuff. That's why, when I've been, was stuck here, maybe we've learned things that could fill that in.
Right. Which project was that?
It is. Let's see. One of the other people can speak more to it.
Sure.
It is a reusable component. Go ahead.
So this was Victor, or V Porton, or Porton.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he was creating a time release payment. So he tried a number of different ways, and we went through a lot of our documentation. And really tried out a couple of different alternatives, and then he settled on one that was actually pretty simple. And so, yeah, I think we learned a lot.
Yeah, these are all things that ought to be very simple. When people run into your documentation, you discover things that were obvious to you. Oh, all right, we gotta make that better, more accessible, easier, whatever. So that's great. We've had two more recently where there's a group of folks out of George Mason University that are economists that want to build interesting, rich structures. So very excited to see where they go.
Wow.
And then a group, Crya, is a team that builds, real production blockchain systems for large enterprise, multinational conglomerate kinds of stuff. And so they're using the framework because it better matches some of the things they're interested in. So I'm really interested in, again, a big chunk of what we'll get out of this, people will learn the model, we'll get feedback on how best to present it, see where the edges are, see where the rough edges are, or which things are easy, which things we'd like to add more support for. So all three of these are, all three of those so far, we've got some learnings from. There are a couple others in progress that, like the stuff that Ivan is now considering working on, that similarly are enough different that I expect to get a lot of interesting stuff out of it.
Nice. What about from the Cosmos and Band sides? Any projects in particular that you're kind of watching closely?
Yeah, I mean, VB's project is quite cool. Yeah, we talked a little bit on Discord, going through some debug, but I'm quite impressed on how you work very, very quickly. And also, he also kind of like tested our workload too. Like his the behavior of network of the bed chain is a little bit different than what we normally expect, right? It's like every hour or so during end block, it just like spam a lot of requests
Oh,
to us.
interesting.
Yeah, to the point where we need to fix our code a bit and restart the whole blockchain. so yeah, so that's good.
Some constructive breaking network tests, huh?
Yeah, there's another project that is building a stable coin, kind of like a MakerDAO clone. That's very interesting too. You know, it shows you how like you can make a MakerDAO without like price reference, because you know every time there's a CDP opening or liquidation, you just ask for price information from Bandchain.
Oh, interesting.
So that's quite cool too. So the chain doesn't need to maintain like price reference at all. Yeah.
Nice. But
Do you have references for those now? Do you have already, some pointers to what they're doing? That sounds really interesting.
I have her GitHub, but I'm not sure if she posted on the Gitcoin.
Because obviously one of our prizes is also a CDP kind of arrangement, and so would love to get those people thinking about it.
that'd be cool. We have also, before we jump to the Cosmos folks, Vasily had a question in chat. 2 points, we're building a zone for NFT trading on Cosmos along with the marketplace. Most of it was done earlier. Hackathon contribution would be integrating IBC. We're going to show code next week. I just want to know if that's okay and if I should know anything specific that wasn't on the Hackathon page from Vasily. By the way, Vasily, if you feel compelled to, you can also unmute. He also said, second, we've made a data lake for Game of Zones transactions and are giving people access on demand via red hash and graphic. If anyone wants to hack something on that, ping me.
That was supposed to be GraphQL.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, autocorrect.
Cool. Anything you want to add, Vasily?
No, that's just the things I wanted to ask and tell.
That's rad. Any response from the Cosmos team or any of the other teams?
Yeah. So you guys, I'm just reading this real quick. Hackathon. So this was work that you guys did prior, and then you're just adding on top of it, basically.
Yeah, we made a lot of work. I think in February, and now we are revisiting it with IBC in mind. So we want to integrate IBC transactions and make a module for IBC NFT transactions, and make a DEMA website that can demonstrate all of that.
Gotcha. So I mean, we've had multiple hackathons in the past, and teams like Everett Protocol, they took some of this same code they used before, and then they added on top of it. So I think that should be fine. Yeah, just looking forward to seeing what the result is.
This is Dean Tribble. This is Dean Tribble of Agoric. Also, once you've done on IBC, got it onto IBC. I would encourage you to look at, for example, our prize is take something on another chain across IBC and then party on it in JavaScript, even a little bit. So there's a DIBC prize for doing the JavaScript IBC endpoint to talk to it. And I think Band has some similar kinds of prizes for incorporating some of their information into your engine. And so once you've done the work of IBC, there's those other connectivity prizes that are worth looking at.
Yeah, Dean, thanks. I've looked into it, and I'd really love to try to make a DIBC adapter on Agoric to accept non-fungible transfers. That would be really cool. The thing is, I don't think we can handle it until the hackathon end. We are busy with Game of Zones too, so we are like pull the part. The hackathon, the Game of Zones.
Yep.
So that would be really cool. I just don't think if we can handle that time-wise.
Okay. Well, we will be happy to accommodate you after the hackathon on making that happen as well. So.
Yeah, that's super interesting. Yeah, I love the secure ECMAC script you're using, and I want to try to do something with it.
Good. Yeah, we just had, and Tatiana will be uploading to our channel the demo of the DIBC stuff that we made at, that we presented at the Ready Layer 1 conference. So you can see, how straightforward it is. Basically, if you know what your format is of the packets you're sending over IBC, then parsing them in JavaScript, it's real straightforward to see how that works. So.
Yeah, I also didn't. Well, I didn't get to understand how do you make a front end on top of Agoric. That's something I didn't check yet. Are there some tutorials for that?
There are certainly some examples for that. Yes, it's mostly it's here. So an example of tying into React and Material UI. So we're largely agnostic about the front ends because it's web app server. Basically, our infrastructure provides a web server application, API server, that can talk to the chain, and then that API server can talk to your app with whatever mechanism you want.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
Our examples are React and Material UI over WebSockets, but sticking GraphQL in there or some other thing is all entirely plausible. So we're agnostic.
Yeah, and how do we handle transaction signing? Do we have to handle that?
So the world of object capabilities in JavaScript is interestingly different there, because what's happening is that the client is of course sending messages over a where all of the operations happening by that web app are signed transactions into the system, but it's not that there's an individual here transferring this this digital asset from one address to another. It's I've got a JavaScript object and I hand it as an argument to that other JavaScript object, and that all runs with the high integrity that you're used to blockchains running with. And so the act of starting that process off was a signed transaction issued by a user, but the software is just straightforward. I'm passing objects around, and all of that is deterministic and replicated and executed on chain, so it has the same kind of integrity you expect out of blockchain execution. And
yeah,
so,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and we don't currently have, for example, ledger integration on the back, on the client front ends, but we did at the prior, we did do an integration with the MetaMask Snaps front end, which is, it's now it was set aside while they set aside their Snaps front end. Now Snaps is back alive, and we'll be getting it back alive. But that was an integration into the MetaMask wallet, so that in the Zoe framework, if I made an offer to buy some NFT for 5 of some monetary token, that would show up in the MetaMask wallet as a, hey, here's this offer. Did you want to authorize it? And then that transaction would be authorized through MetaMask using the signing keys you established there. So there's various options there.
Yeah, thank you.
It's cool that you guys were able to use snaps for that.
Yeah. Yes.
Vasily, I sent you a private message. You can join our Keybase support group. So if you have some further questions, or even after the hackathon is over, we would be happy to provide with some material.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Also, for Peter and Mark, I was curious which projects you've been seeing on your prizes that are really interesting.
Sure. Looking at the list, so I noticed one familiar face, Denali. So he was working at Swish Labs before on Piggy, and now he's at Kava, but it looks like he's building something that's integrating multiple types of cross-chain transfers. So that looks really interesting. Yeah, there's also another team that's working on a new module for the Cosmos SDK that's they call it the International Standard Content Number module that also works with IPFS. So that also looked pretty promising.
So
but yeah, there's a ton of projects.
What would that do with relation to IPFS?
What they said here was it would allow users to upload content metadata saved as records on the chain, and they're building IPFS plugin associated with the module, so you can query the content metadata.
That's super cool.
Yeah, that looked interesting. There's also a few other people working on like IBC explorers. So we're seeing those pop up for Game of Zones right now, but also just showing like more valuable data as IBC, continues to add more features over time. So,
how's Game of Zones going in general?
It had an interesting start, but I can see that a lot of the people in the community are very involved. There's a lot of tools being released right now. So yeah, Occlusion and everyone else involved is putting a lot of hard work and effort, and yeah, we're seeing it playing out right now.
That's right. Does anyone else on the call from the hacker side have any questions or anything they'd like to share? Just checking it. I don't know if like Chris and Solomon had anything they wanted to jump in and ask. Cool. If not, we can keep the line open for just a bit more.
Sorry, I had a side distraction. I'm with Agoric, so I'm on the host side.
Oh, what's up, Chris? Okay, that makes sense.
With respect to Game of Zones, of course, we also have a background participation in Game of Zones. We don't expect that to certainly place but in the first week here, but people are getting their networks up and connected to the chain. That is doing, in some sense, the two key features that we really wanted for the first week here, which is get some experience with everyone setting it up and discovering, what's needed for the relayers and how to get it configured and what are the gaps in documentation and understanding and reporting and all of that.
Oh,
and so they found some, as he noted, and they've been fixed. Things are progressing, and so the next round of Game of Zones for next week is sort of the next level of interesting. So I'm really looking forward to it. We expect, our dynamic IBC stuff, that's just IBC but made accessible. And if you see the demo I gave for that, you could have a running chain where you're adding new code to it. So being able to dynamically upload, new code to do new tests on Game of Zones is something we're looking forward to for the third week of challenges. So we'll see how all of that goes.
Nice. That's really cool. So I think if everyone's interested, maybe we could leave it up for about 4 or 5 minutes more, and then if no one has additional questions, we can hop off.
That sounds good.
Cool. We're going to be pushing a bunch of changes to the Hackathon Explorer mid next week, I believe. So a lot of like design stuff, but also hopefully better ways for people to just interact with an entire project. So like being able to ping an entire project channel in one go on the like when you're reviewing projects and stuff. A little bit of changes to the guide. We're also hoping Dean to find or to create an editable space where we can place all of the recordings of the workshops that we've done. So each of the workshops that you all did and the office hours and stuff, we're trying to create a like kind of home where people can go to those and learn, in addition to putting them on Town Square and in the prize description. So look out for that soon.
That'd be great.
Yeah, Federica, let us know if you want anything as a hacker. The best, like we've been reaching out and doing interviews and stuff, both with sponsors and hackers. So if there's anything that you need that can help you better, I think our primary focus right now is allowing you to bring in new folks to the hackathons and also helping you form teams too. So if you're having trouble finding good participants or like learning more about the people that are also in there, that would be useful. But yeah, having the recordings would be great. Yeah, that we want to use that material, especially we're also releasing, we've released Gitcoin tribes, which is just a set of features for an organization to be able to kind of like continue working with folks after hackathons, and just in general keep in touch with the community that they've developed on Gitcoin. So we're hoping that after this hackathon, folks will be able to kind of follow each of these orgs and also have a central place to see all the content and stuff that's been shared as part of these engagements. So it'd be kind of nice to have some continuity and not end it at the hackathon. And from the looks of it, I think hopefully like folks like Vasily and others will continue working. All right, everyone. Does anyone have any last questions? Just want to make a last ask if anyone wanted to share anything or ping the project teams. All right. If not, any last words from Cosmos, Agoric, and BAM before we close out?
Just thank you all for coming and thank you for participating. We're really getting a lot out of it, and we are happy to help you get a lot out of it too.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you so much, Dean. Federico, you had one more question? Let me unmute you real quick. Sorry. Federico mentioned I've seen tribes had a similar idea and called it guilds. You can see that in my feed. Oh, sorry. Seen a Cosmos course at Block Geeks. Federico, did you want to just speak and ask your question here? Is that course sponsored by Cosmos?
I think I was actually the one who put on that, or they asked me to put it on, and then I did it for them. So because they wanted to, put more information about Cosmos on there. But if you have any specific questions for Marko and I, like, feel free to ask. We're happy to help. And we're also in the Cosmos community Discord too.
Rad. All right, thanks everyone for joining so much, and we'll hop back into the respective chat channels and stuff, and excited to see this last push, this last kind of week of folks jumping in. So thank you everyone, and catch you soon.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yes.
Thank you.